salary disputes, sudden recastings, and a lead actress who signed her contract just one day before shooting. Dr. Quinn was full of drama. Over 30 years later, the town of Colorado Springs has lost many of its beloved citizens. Loren, Bray, Cloud Dancing have all passed away. But Sully is still here, and Matthew has a surprising new career. Join us as we revisit the cast of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Joe Lando, born in 1961, burst onto the screen as Byron Sully, the mysterious mountain man who stole the hearts of millions with his rugged looks and tomahawk skills. At 31 years old, he was famous for insisting on doing almost all his own stunts, adding a visceral authenticity to the action sequences. His on-screen romance with Dr. Mike was fueled by a brief real-life relationship with Jane Seymour, creating an electric chemistry that is still palpable decades later. In 2026, at 64 years old, Joe is alive and still holds the title of the ultimate romantic hero of the 90s. He defined the archetype of the sensitive warrior, showing that a man could be tough enough to survive the wilderness, yet gentle enough to love deeply. Orson, born in 1928, was a comedy legend who gave the show its beating heart as Loren Bray, the curmudgeonly store owner. At 65 years old, he mastered the art of playing a man who grumbled to hide his pain, eventually revealing a deep well of kindness and a tragic, unrequited love for Dorothy. His comedic timing provided the perfect balance to the show's serious themes, making Loren a beloved grandfather figure to the audience. Tragically, Orson passed away in February 2020 at the age of 91 after being struck by a car while crossing a street in Los Angeles. His sudden and heartbreaking death shook the cast and fans alike, silencing the laughter of the man who taught us that even the grumpiest exterior can hide the softest heart. Chad Allen, born in 1974, played Matthew Cooper, the eldest of the adopted children, who carried the weight of responsibility on his young shoulders. At 19 years old, he was a massive teen heartthrob, gracing the covers of countless magazines while portraying Matthew's evolution from a boy into a sheriff and lawyer. Unlike many child stars, Chad chose a different path in adulthood, retiring from acting to become a clinical psychologist, dedicating his life to mental health. In 2026, at 51 years old, he is alive and thriving in his second career. His journey mirrors his character's growth, proving that true success is about finding one's purpose and serving the community in the most meaningful way possible. Erica Flores, born in 1979, was the original Colleen Cooper, the soulful and sensitive middle child who first captured our hearts. At just 13 years old, she established the character's deep bond with Dr. Mike, laying the emotional foundation for the series. However, her departure mid-season remains one of the show's biggest controversies, caused by a salary dispute and a reported ultimatum from her father. Fans were genuinely shocked when she suddenly vanished, leaving a what if that still lingers today. In 2026, at 46 years old, Erica is alive and living a private life away from the spotlight. For many Purist fans, she remains the definitive Colleen, the girl with the darker hair and the melancholic eyes who first learned to heal. Jane Seymour, born in 1951, took a gamble that changed television history when she signed on to play Dr. Michaela Quinn just one day before production began. At 42 years old, she brought an elegance and steel resolve to the role of a Boston doctor fighting for respect in the Wild West. Her performance won her a Golden Globe, but behind the scenes, the schedule was so grueling, she almost quit, due to exhaustion, only staying because of the overwhelming fan support. In 2026, at 74 years old, Jane remains a timeless beauty and active in the industry. She is forever Dr. Mike, the woman who taught a generation that healing requires not just medicine, but compassion and immense courage. Jessica Bowman, born in 1980, faced the terrifying task of stepping into an iconic role halfway through the series, but she did so with remarkable grace. Joining at 14 years old, she successfully won over a skeptical audience by evolving Colleen from a shy girl into a confident young woman attending medical school. Her performance was so compelling that she won a Young Artist Award, proving she was more than just a replacement. She brought a lighter, more spirited energy that balanced the drama of the later seasons perfectly. In 2026, at 45 years old, Jessica is alive and looks back proudly on her time in Colorado Springs. She accomplished the rare feat of taking someone else's character and making it undeniably her own. David Ogden Stiers, born in 1942, brought his commanding presence and baritone voice to the role of Theodore Quinn, Dr. Mike's wealthy uncle. At 55 years old, already a legend for his role in MASH, and as the voice of Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, he infused the show with a touch of East Coast aristocracy. His performance highlighted the stark difference between Michaela's privileged past and her rugged present. David passed away from bladder cancer on March 3, 2018, at the age of 75. He was a master of diction and dignity, a gentle giant of the acting world whose brief time in Colorado Springs added a layer of class and family history to the saga. Shawn Toovey, born in 1983, played Brian Cooper, the innocent and kind-hearted youngest sibling who was arguably the moral compass of the family. Starting at just 10 years old, we watched him grow up on screen from a little boy who loved his wolf pup to a brave young man writing for the newspaper. What makes Shawn truly legendary is that his on-screen kindness was real. He became a founding member of the Children's Board for the Audrey Hepburn Hollywood for Children Foundation, dedicating his youth to charity. In 2026, at 42 years old, Shawn is alive and remains a symbol of pure goodness. He was the glue that held the Cooper family together, reminding us that sometimes the smallest person has the biggest heart. William Shockley, born in 1963, played Hank Lawson, the saloon owner who was the perfect bad boy foil to the virtuous Byron Sully. At 30 years old, he crafted a character that audiences loved to hate and eventually just loved. Men with his long, greasy hair, unkempt beard, and raspy voice, Hank represented the dangerous, unregulated spirit of the frontier. While he often clashed with Dr. Mike, he revealed shocking depths of humanity, particularly in his tragic love for Myra and his care for his son, Zach. In 2026, at 62 years old, William is alive and remains a rock star figure active in music and voice acting. He proved that even a scoundrel running a brothel could have a heart of gold, making Hank one of the most complex and charismatic figures in the series. Barbara Babcock, born in 1937, brought immense gravity to the show as Dorothy Jennings, the journalist with a tragic past. At 56 years old, the Emmy winner played a character ahead of her time, handling a groundbreaking storyline about breast cancer and mastectomy with incredible dignity. She was the intellectual equal to Dr. Mike and the unrequited love of Loren Bray. In 2026, at 88 years old, Barbara is alive, though she retired from acting years ago due to health and personal choice. She is remembered as the voice of truth. In the town, a woman who turned her personal pain into the power of the press, proving the pen is indeed mightier than the sword. Jim Knobeloch, born in 1950, played Jake Slicker, the town barber who eventually became the mayor. At 43 years old, he had a unique connection to the show, being married in real life to the series creator Beth Sullivan. His character arc was significant, transforming from an ignorant man who doubted a female doctor into one of Dr. Mike's staunchest allies and friends. He represented the average citizen's slow acceptance of progress. In 2026, at 75 years old, Jim is alive and well. His portrayal reminds us that people can change their prejudices over time, provided they have a good doctor and a strong community to guide them. Richard Roundtree, born in 1942, made a memorable guest appearance as Barracuda Jim Barnes, bringing Hollywood royalty to the small screen. At 56 years old, the man famously known as Shaft showed he could command respect in a Western setting just as easily as on the streets of New York. His presence added a layer of grit and cool authority to the storyline, proving that true star power transcends genres. Richard passed away from pancreatic cancer in October 2023 at the age of 81. Though his time in Colorado Springs was brief, he remains a cinematic icon representing the ultimate image of the strong black hero who plays by his own rules. Edward Albert, born in 1951, was the son of Hollywood royalty, Eddie Albert, but carved his own path as Dr. William Burke. At 42 years old, he played a rival physician who often represented the cold establishment medicine, contrasting sharply with Dr. Mike's holistic and compassionate approach. His character challenged Dr. Mike intellectually, forcing her to prove that heart is as important as science. Tragically, Edward passed away from lung cancer on September 22, 2006, at the young age of 55, just a year after his father. He is remembered as a talented actor who brought a sophisticated antagonism to the frontier, representing the skepticism the world held against a female doctor. John Schneider, born in 1960, brought serious star power to Colorado Springs, playing Daniel Simon Sully's best friend and mining partner. At 33 years old, already famous worldwide as Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard, he stepped in to provide a charismatic presence whenever Joe Lando had scheduling conflicts. His chemistry with the cast was undeniable, providing a lighter, more talkative counterpoint to Sully's brooding silence. In 2026, at 65 years old, John is alive and remains a country music and acting icon. He played the loyal friend everyone wishes they had, the man who would drop everything to help run the homestead when times got tough. Frank Collison, born in 1950, played Horace Bing, the lovable and constantly worried telegraph operator. At 43 years old, despite playing a simple-minded character, Frank was actually a highly trained thespian with a master's degree in acting. He brought a poignant vulnerability to Horace, especially in his rocky marriage with Myra and his solitary life at the telegraph office. He was the town's communication hub, the man who delivered both the best and worst news to the residents. In 2026, at 75 years old, Frank is alive and continues to be a respected character actor. He gave the show its comedic yet tragic soul, proving that there is immense dignity in being a gentle man in a violent world. Geoffrey Lower, born in 1963, played Reverend Timothy Johnson, the spiritual leader of Colorado Springs. At 30 years old, he took on a challenging arc that saw his character lose his sight, testing his faith and the town's support. He was the moral sounding board, often caught between tradition and Dr. Mike's progressive views, yet always striving to do what was right. In 2026, at 62 years old, Geoffrey is alive and remains the heart of the cast reunions. His portrayal taught us that spiritual vision is far more important than physical sight, and that even a man of God struggles to find his way sometimes. Larry Sellers, born in 1949, played Cloud Dancing, the wise medicine man and blood brother to Sully. At 44 years old and of Osage and Cherokee descent, he served not only as an actor, but as the show's Native American consultant, fighting to ensure his culture was portrayed with dignity and accuracy. His quiet strength and spiritual depth grounded the series, offering a profound counterpoint to the chaos of the changing West. Larry passed away from natural causes in December 2021 at the age of 72. He leaves behind a legacy of cultural pride, having been the bridge that connected the viewers to the wisdom of the indigenous people, teaching us all to walk in beauty. Jonelle Allen, born in 1944, played Grace, the warm-hearted owner of the town cafe. At 49 years old, the Broadway veteran used her musical and dramatic talents to portray the struggles of being an African-American woman in the post-Civil War West. Her wedding to Robert E. remains a historic moment in television history, celebrating Black love in a way rarely seen in Westerns. In 2026, at 81 years old, Jonelle is alive and as vibrant as ever. In how she represented the entrepreneurial spirit and resilience of her community, serving up not just food, but a daily dose of hope and perseverance to everyone who walked through her doors. Henry G. Sanders, born in 1942, played Robert E., the town blacksmith, a man of few words but immense strength and dignity. At 51 years old, he portrayed the struggles of a former slave, carving out a life of freedom in a prejudiced world. His enduring love story with Grace was the heartbeat of the show, proving that love could withstand burning crosses and societal hate. In 2026, at 83 years old, Henry is alive and continues to act, appearing in major films like Rocky Balboa and Selma. He remains a pillar of the series, representing the unyielding iron will required to build a new life from the ashes of a painful past. Jason Leland Adams, born in 1963, holds a unique place in the show's history, having played two distinct roles that showcased his incredible range. First appearing as the unhinged General Custer, producers loved him so much they created the regular role of Preston Lodge III just for him. At 31 years old, he played the slick banker, representing the encroaching capitalism of the East, often serving as a modern foil to Dr. Mike. In 2026, at 62 years old, Jason is alive and well. His portrayal of Preston gave the town a different kind of antagonist, one who fought with money contracts and development, rather than guns, symbolizing the end of the true Wild West. From Hollywood stars to psychologists, the cast of Dr. Quinn has walked many different paths. But for us, they will always be the family of Colorado Springs. We dedicate this video to the memory of Orson Bean, Larry Sellers, and all the talented actors who have left us. Their legacy remains on screen forever. Which 90s show should we explore next? Drop a comment, like, and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. See you next time.